This is Feel Better with Lauren. It's been a couple of weeks since my last video. I've been working a lot and getting a little bit run down. There's a great saying that says, if you want to help others, you need to fill your own cup because you can't pour from an empty cup. It's a bit like being on an airplane and the oxygen mask drops. You need to put your own oxygen mask on first before you help others. This can get distorted though, where people think that you're building energy just to give it away to other people. I think in a more pure sense, you want to build up your own strength so that you can help people, so that you can become more productive while still retaining your own integrity. So that's what today's video is. It's super short. It's a bare minimum that you can do for yourself every day. Because if you take care of yourself every day, you can help other people. And if you help other people, you will feel better. I haven't invented any of these poses, obviously. They've been around for thousands of years. There's people who are much better at them than I am. But what I have tried to do is try to modify these so that they work for me, and maybe they'll work for you. Today, I want to do a very short stretch or set of moves that will hopefully hit everything. And maybe you can do these on days when you're just too busy to get a full 20 or 30 or 40 minutes in. I'm going to start off in what's called Hero's Pose, and I'm going to use some blocks to just sit on. And Hero's Poses are like a lot of kids sit in them, where they sit between their heels and sit right down on the ground. It's a lot of stress on your knees, and so I sit on these blocks, so I still get a good stretch, but I'm not overstretching my knees. And your heels end up being outside your hips. If you were to sit on your actual heels itself, which you could do as well if that's more comfortable, that's called lightning pose. So today, because we're just going to try to do everything quite quickly, I want to do maximum effect poses in a sort of minimum amount of time and still get a full balance. So let's sit in this Hero's Pose. Your hips are going to the blocks. We're going to go in through a nose and out through a mouth, just to get rid of all that stale air like we always do. And then after that, we'll just breathe in and out through our nose. So in through your nose. Now, because I'm getting a good stretch on my hips and on my knees already, I'm just going to sort of center here for a moment. I'm going to get my balance, and I'm just going to see how my body is feeling. Well, I'm actually already getting a stretch here. Pardon me. We'll just keep breathing in and out through our nose, and that restrained breathing called Ujjayi breathing, where it's like fogging up a mirror with our mouth closed. I'm going to go up on my toes, because I've actually got a little stretch happened already. I'll move the blocks out from underneath me, and just sit back and stretch out the back of my feet. And because your feet are sort of the grounding, obviously, of everything you do, whether you're sitting or standing, having them sort of awake and stretched out will be a real handy thing. And then, because we don't use our wrists very often in day-to-day life, I'm going to stretch on my wrists as well. And as I breathe in, I'm going to go forward, and out, I'm going to go back. And in, and out. I'm going to put my wrists a little closer together and try to make some circles. So again, following my breath as wide as I can, and only good sensations, nothing sharp. And the other way around. And one more circle. And finally, my fingers facing my knees as I lean back and forth, stretching my feet as I go back and stretching my wrists and my forearms. Maybe your wrists come off the ground, that's okay. This is to get you a nice stretch going. Now, let's just turn around here and do our child's pose with our big toes almost touching, sitting on our back heels and stretching forward. Forehead to the ground if you can. Really try to focus on opening up your back. And opening up your hips. And your last breath in. You can push up and we'll go to puppy pose, and that just focus on another part. Your hands can stay exactly where they are. Your knees can go back a little bit, and a nice straight back as your forehead touches the ground. You can now push up to tabletop. Do some cat-cow. And you can do a lot of these moves on your bed itself. I think that you're better off doing them on a mat on the floor and having the ground to push away from. But really, whatever you can do. So we're going to drop our belly for cow on an inhale and push away and spread our shoulder blades and tuck our tailbone for cat. And just keep moving with our breath just for a few times. One more inhale. One more exhale. And really push away the ground. Now from here, still pushing, let's just move into a plank. Or you can stay on your knees and just push right the ground away. Now, inhale, push all the way forward on your toes and slowly drop down into that Sphinx pose. Your elbows below your shoulders, flex your butt. You can spread your legs a little wider if that'll help. And if you want to get a little bit more of a stretch, you can push away and go to a seal version of it, which is your straight arms. One more inhale in. Your left arm goes down on an angle, your right leg comes up and you grab it. And push up out of your shoulder blades. This is this half frog. Pushing up out of your shoulder will give you sort of a spiral stretch as well. Everything's taking about 3 breaths on each of these moves. Last breath in. Release your foot. Go down onto the ground. Put your left arm out, in this case underneath the bed. Keep your right leg bent and just push over to the side. Last breath in. And roll back onto your stomach again. Shake out your hips a little bit just to make sure everything's moving. And your right arm on a 45-degree angle, your left arm back. Push up out of your shoulder. You want to get your heel as close to your butt as possible. You're just trying to wake everything up. And focusing in on your breathing will give you double or triple the impact. Makes it better. And last breath in. And relax your leg down. This time your right arm out. Your left leg bent. Push out, you're getting a nice stretch on your shoulder. And last breath in. And roll back over. And again, you sort of loosens up things here. You can go back to your child's pose, or you can go up on your toes and push up to a plank again and into a downward dog. We're not doing much with this downward dog today, other than sort of leaning into the almost perfect pose that it is. It's a nice straight line between your wrists to your elbows to your shoulders. Bend your knees if you'd like. Pedal at your feet. We're going to sit there for just about for 3 breaths again. Now inhale. Walk yourself to the back of your mat or your area. And we're going to sit into a squat. Get your triceps inside your knees. Give a little push on your knees, not much. And get a nice little hip stretch here. Try to keep your back nice and straight. Roll at your wrists if you can. And inhale, put your hands in front of you, and you're just going to put your butt into the air, into a forward fold. Maybe you want to hold on to your elbows if that's comfy. Keep your legs as straight as they can. Now interlace your hands behind your back. Let them fall over. Let gravity be your help. And slowly let your arms drop. Crouch down, rise all the way to the top. Arms above your head, heels, your hips kicked out. And back to that sort of prayer position. Roll at your neck for a second. Now you're standing up, and now you're balanced. And maybe that's enough for today. And maybe everything's enough for you. So keep at this. Find some time every day. Even that few moments can get you centered. And if you get yourself centered, you will feel better. Always talk to your healthcare professional before starting a new regime. If you experience pain, discomfort, or dizziness, slow down or stop. These videos will become easier each day, but if it doesn't feel right today, Go slower or move to another video. Listen to your body.